All right, guys, what's up? It's Monday, the 28th of October, 2024. It's 2 p.m. in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. And over the weekend, I got something sent to me by another one of my subscribers about a woke pro-trans doctor who got $10 million from taxpayers to do a study about puberty blockers, and her desired outcome was that they positively affect the mental health of trans kids. Now, first of all, my opinion is the idea that there's a category of trans kids is madness, right? And anybody with two eyes and one brain cell can figure that out, because this is a fad, right? This is like the modern day cool kids club is to have to be trans of some kind of trans, right? And the kids are falling for it, and they may be mentally deficient. That's probably true, especially considering the kind of upbringing they're getting and the schooling they're getting. It would be no surprise if the kids are mentally deficient in some way or another, and that might be what's causing it. But to think and to believe that suddenly there's a 4,000% increase in the amount of kids that think that they belong to the opposite sex instead of the sex they were born as is utter madness. And anybody that considers themselves a medical professional who buys into that shit is bonkers. Now, I get it. If you're a medical doctor and you believe in this craziness and you want to try and gather data to support your hypothesis that this is a good thing to medically castrate, and in some cases actually castrate, small children because they believe something, you know what I'm saying, is a good idea, and you want to study it. I guess that I have a little bit of a soft spot for that. Okay, study it. You know what I mean? Study it, and then we'll all have the answer. But not with woke doctors, right? Not with woke ideologues that don't do the study they only do the study to get the result that they want. And so Dr. Johanna Olsen Kennedy, and I'll put a picture of her down here at the bottom so you can see her. She looks like one of these woke liberals. I mean, sorry, you know what I mean? They have a certain look about them, and she looks like one of them. And so she was able to con $10 million, the biggest, most expensive study ever done on this trans kids crap, right? She was able to con it from the government. So lucky you Americans, you've paid for this study with your taxpayer dollars, of which there are none because America is in massive debt and there is no taxpayer money for shit like this. But she was able to pry it out of the government's hands with convincing arguments, I'm guessing. And lo and behold, the study did not get the desired result. So it does not show that it's having a positive effect on the mental health of kids to put them on puberty blockers. And now she's refusing to publish the results. And she's refusing to publish the results because she claims that she's worried that now the study will be weaponized. Yeah, that's the same thing. That's the left's thing, right? That's the left's thing. If you talk about something that pisses people off, then it's your fault for talking about it. You're weaponizing it, right? It's not that the thing is bad. No, it's the fact that you're talking about the thing. That's weaponizing, and you're the one causing the problem, because if you wouldn't be talking about it, then it wouldn't be weaponized and people wouldn't have such a bad feeling about it. Listen, any parents out there that are considering transing your kid, get fucking mental help right now before you ruin that kid's life forever. This is crazy, okay? This is crazy, and you should know that. You should know. Anybody with any sense knows this is insane, right? It's insane. And anybody with any sense should know that. And this doctor should be revoked of her medical license, not only because she's obviously incompetent, but because she's willing to lie and withhold evidence from the public that funded her fucking study, right? You know what I'm saying? You funded the study, and now she's telling you, yeah, well, I'm not telling you what the study said because I don't want the data to be weaponized. I don't want this study to someday be used in court to to argue that we shouldn't use puberty blockers on little kids. Well, you don't need to go to court for that. I can tell you right now, you shouldn't do that. And I'm not a fucking doctor, and I don't think you have to be. And anybody that believes you have to be a doctor to make that assessment is a fucking moron. Okay? A moron. This lady should not be a doctor. She's incompetent, and she's a liar. She's a charlatan, right? She's a charlatan. Even somebody that worked on the study with her is coming out against her and saying that this decision is obviously not the right one, that the results of the study should be released. Now, what surprises me is why doesn't he or she, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but why don't they release the data then? If they agree so much that the public should get to see the data, then maybe they should release it. Because obviously this woman is not going to. Apparently nobody can compel her to do it. You know what I mean? Apparently when you get one of these grants from the government just goes, yep, here's the money, and peace. We don't need to see any results. We don't need to see what happened with the $10 million. You know, what? Cool, you don't want to give us the information? That's cool. Well, next time you need money, go ahead and call us. You know, that's crazy to me. I mean, if you get government money, which is taxpayer money, because the government doesn't have any money, to do something like research, then the government, at the very least, should compel you to release the data of the fucking research. That it doesn't make sense to me that this lady can just decide unilaterally, I'm not telling anybody about this, and this is my reason. She's not lying about the reason. She's being honest. She's saying, no, I don't want it weaponized. Nope. That's the leftist go-to. I don't want it weaponized. I don't want it used in court. And it didn't give the results that I wanted it to. So screw you, screw the American taxpayer, and thanks for the money. That's who she is. She's obviously not a great person. So I'm going to put her picture and her information, her name, down here at the bottom. She won't be hard to find. Maybe some people want to drop her a line, right? I'm sure she has an email address or a Twitter account. I think that people should, go to her and contact her and tell her what they think of this, because I think she thinks that the people are behind her, and I'm pretty sure that they're not, because this is completely ridiculous. And before somebody goes out and says, well, you're doxing her. No, I'm not doxing her. I'm taking her information and her name directly out of a New York Post article and putting it on my front page for the podcast. So that's not doxing. You can find out she's public with who she is, and she should be expecting some nasty emails, you know what I mean, at least from people that do have a brain and think this is utter madness and think that she should be compelled to give the results of the study. It's crazy that she can just withhold them. You know, it really is. So also, before we close it out for today, did you guys know that the Donald Trump, Joe Rogan podcast last Friday, that got more views, this single podcast got more views than all of the media hits that Kamala Harris did since her campaign started, right? So she went on, 50 different things. Trump's done rallies and all kinds of stuff. And just the numbers on Joe Rogan's podcast got more attention to Donald Trump than Kamala Harris has been able to gravitate towards her during her whole campaign, no matter what media outlet she's gone on. Guys, I'm sorry. I get it. It's going to be shenanigans on the election day for sure. But I'm also 100% sure, well, let's say 99% sure, that if all the people that support Donald Trump in their hearts and minds would actually go out there and vote if they can, right, if they're legally able to, if they all do it, Trump is going to win in the biggest landslide that America's ever seen in a presidential election, right? He sold out Madison Square Gardens, okay? Let's be real, right? One appearance on Joe Rogan does more for him PR-wise than everything Kamala Harris has done since her campaign started. There's prominent people on the left that are switching sides, that are now falling in line behind Trump. All the momentum is behind him, and all it's going to take is for all the people to get off their asses, to go out there and vote, so that Donald Trump wins this election, and we have at least a cooling down period of the insanity for the next 4 years. and maybe be able to turn this shit around before it's actually too late. So, guys, get out there. Get out there. All right? Vote, vote, vote. That'll be the way to beat the cheat. And if he loses, then it's probably your fault, right? It's probably the fault of those people that just didn't get out there. I mean, if there is cheating, which I'm sure there will be, right? I think that this time around, it'll be caught. There are so many people paying attention to what's going on that have gotten wise to what happened in 2020 that are going to be out there guarding drop boxes, going to be at the voting places, putting in their 2 cents and keeping their eyes out and everything like a hawk. It's going to be much, much more difficult. So don't lose hope. I think if enough people get out there, it'll be good. And we're going to see a week from today how good. So I'm counting on you guys. Donald Trump has to get elected. Even for me in Germany over here, it's very important that he gets elected because his election will signal a turn in the political landscape, and that's what we need in all of these Western countries. They've all gotten on the woke train, they've all drank the Kool-Aid, and we need to get them off of it immediately before they run our countries into the ground completely. They've all done major damage. We need Donald Trump as a signal to start reversing course, and that's what we're hoping for. So, let's make it happen. Guys, go out and vote. If you want to see my stuff regularly, if you want to get it right when it gets published. So I write a bunch of articles. I do the daily insanity report. I'm doing a show now about what your Congress people are voting for to kind of get people interested in that and motivate them to start looking at the congressional website and follow and track the votes that their Congress people make so that they can make an informed decision about whether or not they want to rehire them when it comes time to vote for them again. So I think that'll be interesting. Right now, I've done 2 episodes. This week I'll do another one. But anyway, if you want to get all that stuff in your inbox directly as soon as it gets published, then all you have to do is subscribe to my Substack. The links are below. You can do it for free. You can do it for $5 a month. I will greatly appreciate it if you support me. And then you'll get all the content directly in your inbox as soon as it's published. Now, if you're following me or if you're watching this on another platform, go ahead and follow me there. But in the end, go to it'sallaboutlogic.substack.com. That's it'sallaboutlogic.substack.com and subscribe there because that's the easiest way. All right, guys. Hopefully you have a good one. We'll see you guys tomorrow.